Hi guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk about 6 things that you're going to love about the 2025 Land Cruiser. The first thing you're going to love about the 2025 Land Cruiser, you're going to get better fuel economy on the 250 series versus the older 300 series in the Land Cruiser. So the older 300 series was heavier and the displacement was bigger, hence it loves gas, guys. So you were getting about 13, 18 for your city and your highway, and for your combined you were getting about 15. So it wasn't very good because, like I said, the vehicle was heavier and it's a larger displacement, which a lot of people love, but you weren't getting very good fuel economy. So on the newer model, you're getting 22 for your city, 25 for your highway, and 23 miles combined. So that's going to take you much further on the new 2025 Land Cruiser. Here's number 2. You're going to get better handling on the 2025 Land Cruiser. So the old Land Cruiser actually had what they call rack and pinion. So it was if you've ever driven that vehicle before, it is a 100%, it's a wrestling match from the time you get in that vehicle to the time you get out. Once you get used to it, okay, you're in it and you learn that that's normal for the Land Cruiser. But on the 2025 Land Cruiser, you're getting much better handling on that Land Cruiser because it has your electronic steering. In the parking lot, it's nice and fluent, but once you get out on the road, it stiffens up, guys. So it's a very user-friendly vehicle. So here's the number 3 thing you're going to love about the Land Cruiser. So back to the engine here. So as I mentioned before, in the 300 series, you did have a larger displacement, which was a 5.7 V8. This is the twin turbo 4 with a hybrid assist. So a lot of people are going to cringe. I already know that. But guys, you were getting better horsepower on the V8. However, you weren't getting better torque. On the torque on your 300 series, which is the older Land Cruiser, you're getting 401 pound-feet of torque at 3,600 RPMs. On the new 2025 model, you're getting 465 pound-feet of torque at 1,700 RPMs. What does that mean for you? That means you're getting you and your family to safety sooner and quicker than the previous generation. So that's just another reason why you're going to love the 2025 Land Cruiser Edition. Here's the 4th thing you're going to love about the 2025 Land Cruiser. The 2025 Land Cruiser has your latest revision of your Toyota Safety Sense. So it has things like your automatic high beam lights, has other options like your safety braking. So with those sensors on the front and the back, if you're backing up, if you're not hitting those brakes or a vehicle crosses in the back of you or a pedestrian, that vehicle is going to brake for you. So, and if you look on the inside right here, let's look further. You have your lane departure assist, your blind spot monitoring. That's probably something you had before, right? Your pre-collision. So here's something new that you didn't see on the previous models of the Land Cruiser, because this is part of your Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. So your proactive drive assist, if you go inside of it here, you have your sensitivity where you can adjust that. Steering assist, it's going to give you a little nudge of the steering wheel. Your deceleration assist, it's going to help you. So if a vehicle in front of you is slightly braking, that helps with any hard braking. And your obstacle avoidance is helping you with obstacles in front of you, perhaps a car poured out in front of you or something like that. That's what that part is for. So this is better safety on the Land Cruiser that you did not have on the previous 300 series. And that's just a few of the options that the current 2025 Land Cruiser has that the previous generation did not. Here's the 5th reason why you're going to love the 2025 Land Cruiser. The 2025 Land Cruiser, you have options. So on the previous generation or the 300 series Land Cruiser, you had one size fits all. On the 250 series, which is what this is, the 2025 version, you have 2 different models that you can actually choose from. You can have the Land Cruiser Edition, which is what this is here, and you have a 1958 model. Let's explain some of the differences. So if you look at the Land Cruiser Edition, you have your triple beam LED lights here with your rectangular sort of housing here. You have the traditional sort of heritage grille right here that we've been seeing for years. You saw this grille for the first time probably on the FJ. So that's what you're seeing on this vehicle. So it brings back into play some of those features from the FJ. So you have 2 different LED lights that you can get. You can get an amber, you can change this to an amber, or you can change it to a white. Couldn't do that on the previous model. So this particular model does have a different design for your wheels here. Your standard models are going to be your 18-inch wheels, but this one is a 20-inch wheel right here. And this one has a 265/60 R20 tire here. So that's something that you did not see on the previous generation Land Cruiser or the 300 series. So this mirror here looks a lot like the FJ. So square housing here with your turn signal here. You have the blind spot monitoring. That's probably something that you saw on the Land Cruiser, right? But you have your boards on the side right here. That's something that you're not seeing on the 1958. And also on the 1958, as I should point out, You don't have a wheel upgrade. You can get a all-terrain, but you do not have the 20-inch wheel upgrade like you do on the Land Cruiser Edition. So on the Land Cruiser Edition, up top here, you have your roof rails. That's something you're not seeing on the 1958, although you can get an XP Trail package that does give you a different look for your roof rack. So you can get that. So on the back side right here, you're gonna get your sensors. Towing hitch is gonna be standard, and you get a power back door. So you're not getting that on the 1958. So this particular model, it is a hybrid, which some people don't like, but it's a great thing, guys. That boosts your torque way up, which we talked about earlier. So you go from 401 pound-feet of torque at 3,600 RPMs to 465 at 1,700 RPMs. And as I mentioned before, that's gonna get you and your family to safety quicker and faster while getting that better gas mileage. You have a inverter back here in the back, so 2,400 watt inverter. So you got your jack and everything. You got your tumble forward seats. As I mentioned before, it has your towing hitch. So you had a towing hitch on the previous one as well, right? You can either get the Land Cruiser Edition or you can get the 1958 edition. So you have some options. Now on the inside, you have two different seats that you can get. You can get a Java, which is this right here, or you can get a black. You can get a premium package or not. That premium package is gonna give you your heads-up display. It's gonna give you a digital review mirror. You're gonna get your wireless charging. And you can also get a moonroof with that or not, or it can be a standalone option. So you have options on this vehicle. Last but not least, here's the sixth thing you're gonna love about the 2025 Land Cruiser. The 2025 Land Cruiser has a new redesigned interior. So you're gonna have your 12.3-inch display here, which gives you more information that you have access to. So I can scroll left and right, and I can get different pieces of information. You have your wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have 3 zones, heated steering wheel. You got wireless charging that you have access to if you get a premium package. You have your HomeLink mirror. You have multi-terrain select. So if you want to use that, you can. You have your electronic parking brakes, so no more pulling hand brakes or pushing those brakes down by the left foot there to set your emergency brakes. You got center locking differential. You got a rear locking differential. You also have an option here for a sway bar disconnect. So that's an option you have also. That's a $1,200 option. Thanks for joining me in discussing the top 6 reasons why you'll love the 2025 Land Cruiser. I would love to know your thoughts on the 250 series or 2025 version of the Land Cruiser versus the 300 series or the previous version. Better torque, less horsepower, but better performance and better fuel economy, guys, versus the older 300 series. But as I mentioned before, I would love to know what you think. But thanks for joining me. Find me right here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Andre Drives. And we see you next time right here.